I want to ask you this, Dr. Chloe. So I was thinking about dating apps, and we've talked about this on the show before. I was talking to this young guy. This was a few years ago. He was like 26, and he was a virgin and hadn't had a girlfriend. And he was saying that it was basically impossible. And through the conversation, it was interesting. Basically, what he was saying was that, you know, everyone dates through Tinder and other apps and stuff. So he's on there, but he can never get any responses. And I was like, interesting. I started reading some data from dating websites, and it looks like what may be happening in colleges. You have 20-year-old men and women. Let's just use an average age. They're all on Tinder. The 20-year-old man has no status, has no wealth. He's in college. So when he reaches out to a peer, a 20-year-old woman, and he says, want to hang out? She goes, sure. What did you have in mind? We can go to the courtyard and we can like talk. And she's like, that's cool. Then she swipes right on a 30-year-old guy who makes $70,000, $80,000 a year. He's got a nice car. He's got his own apartment. And he says, you want to hang out? And she goes, what do you want to do? And he says, we can drive to the lake, go see a movie, and then come back to my place. I've got drinks. And she goes, done.
Yeah, even more, he doesn't just say you want to hang out. He says, would you like to go have dinner, right? You know, I feel like from the start, he's whining and dining a little more.
So it feels to me that dating apps have expanded the dating pool so massively that young men no longer have a peer group in which they can find a mate. And higher status men now get access to basically every available woman. So what we started seeing is, this was reported by the Washington Post, that I think a third of men under 29 were virgins. And, you know, unmarried as well, not dating. That was, I think, 4 years ago. So it's probably gone up since then. Something is happening. I'm wondering if you, you know, what your thought is on dating apps, and if you would agree with.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you said about the numbers game, and you know the fact that now that 20-year-old woman as well, she's going to be this like hot item, you know, if she's open to going out with 30-year-old guys, right? So it really shifts the dating dynamics. And then also, you know, I've read something similar about the virginity rate, like amongst, you know, very young people. And I think it may also have to do with the proliferation of porn, you know, as Seamus was saying. I mean, to really get out there and like, you know, find somebody, it's even for a one night stand, you know, it's not easy, right? You have to take certain social risks. You have to put yourself out there. You have to deal with rejection. You know, there's so many hurdles that you have to clear. And if young men are able to get their appetites, you know, pretty much fully satisfied from the comfort of their own home for less money and less effort, I can see where they would have less motivation as well. And then, as you said, if the dating app dynamics are making it even harder for them.
Yeah, and I think that's absolutely correct. And it's not just that their need is satisfied in some sense. By virtue of what it is, you only have to think about yourself in your own pleasure and not another human being who you're involved with. And on top of that, it's very sad when you see how the dynamic is played out, because men will point out the fact that women have all these options on these dating apps. The reality is most women want to find one man to be monogamous with, and they're not able to do that because guess what? The guy they're interested in, because he's at the top of the dominance hierarchy, so to speak, he's got a bunch of other women who are into him, and he's messing around with all of them, and he's not going to commit to any one of them. So it's this horrific like sexual hellscape where no one gets what's going to make them happy.
Or it's a revert to a primitive state where the alpha just gets all the women.
Yeah, we need a dating app called Genghis Khan, where the dude just goes on there and has, I mean, because that's basically what's happening.
It's just
anyway.
one guy, the guy who made the app, and only women can sign up. I'm pretty sure what chimps do is like the chimps all beat the crap out of each other, and the chimp who wins bangs all the girls, all the women.
You know, it's also interesting too with prides of lions, when the males from a warring pride come and like defeat the males of another pride, the females of the defeated pride will immediately go sleep with the victorious males.
Not loyal, man.
Wow.